Welcome back to Short Times. Today I'm going to walk you through the film The King's Daughter from 2022, directed by Barry Berman. So let's get started. The movie begins in the manner of a fairy tale, with the storyteller describing a young woman named Marie Joseph, who was born and reared in a convent in France, and is a rebellious free spirit who frequently causes difficulty for the convent. Her father, King Louis XIV of France, is getting ready to address the French populace when he is shot by an assassin, but not hurt as the man is taken into custody. After that, King Louis XIV worried of dying himself. Meanwhile, Dr. Labarthe informs Louis that a unique underwater creature exists, and that it has supernatural powers that could grant immortality to him. The procedure involves cutting out the creature's heart during an eclipse. Father Francois Lachaise dislikes it, but Louis sent a squad of fishermen led by Captain Yves de la Croix to capture the mermaid. They come across a mermaid and attempt to capture her with a net. Her companion is apprehended as well, but Yves releases him before returning to France. The following day at the castle, the mermaid is taken down to a chamber in the castle's foundation. Louis learns that she is despondent and gloomy after being separated from her mate, and he orders the men to get her well, so that the procedure may go through without a hitch. Later, Father Lachaise goes to the monastery to get Marie Joseph at the king's request. He makes her believe that she is going to Versailles to perform music. She doesn't know who her father is. Marie Joseph becomes friends with a servant named Magali after arriving in Versailles, but no one else is aware that she is the king's daughter. The morning after, Louis meets Jean-Michel Lintillac, the son of a wealthy baron who is terminally sick and about to die, leaving Lintillac the fortune and status of his father. When Marie Joseph meets Yves while taking a stroll with Magali, they fall in love at first sight. Additionally, she meets her father and Lintillac for the first time. However, the king continues to keep his relationship with her a secret from her. Later, Marie Joseph attempts to practice in her room. She follows a strange noise to the mermaid's prison, where she meets the mermaid, who astounds her with her presence. Yves shows up to take her away, but Marie Joseph claims that the mermaid is generating some sort of melodic noise, which she syncs with her violin playing. The following day, Marie Joseph performs music for the royal ensemble. Everybody admires Marie Joseph's beauty. Then, in front of everyone, she dances with Louis. After dancing with Louis, Marie Joseph discovers him outside drawing a picture of a woman named Louise, and hears him tell Marie Joseph that she reminds him of her. The next day, Lintillac is granted the title of Duke by Louis, who then hosts a feast in his honor. Following dinner, Marie Joseph returns to see the mermaid and dives in order to get closer to her. The next day, Marie Joseph rides horses with Yves, but she falls off and hurts her arm badly. According to Labarthe, the arm will have to be cut off to stop infection. Later, Magali and Marie Joseph are taken by Yves to see the mermaid, and submerge Marie in the fountain, and the mermaid utilizes her abilities to totally heal Marie Joseph's arm. After that, Marie Joseph believes that Louis brought the mermaid to France, so that she may treat the public, but she is informed that the mermaid is only there for the king's use. Louis arranges for Lintillac to marry Marie Joseph in order for them to share Lintillac's wealth. He tells Marie Joseph the truth about being her father, as well as his desire for her to wed Lintillac. She refuses and then leaves in tears. Louis was left feeling guilty. Lachaise visits the mermaid, who telepathically converses with him and acknowledges that she is a living being with emotions. He confronts Labarthe about killing her to carry out the king's intentions, but Labarthe has no doubts about carrying it out. Lachaise expresses his dissatisfaction to Louis, who also refuses to change his opinion. Marie Joseph visits the mermaid, who telepathically depicts Marie Joseph being captured. In the meantime, Yves informs Marie Joseph of the king's true intentions by placing a photo of the procedure beneath her door. She confronts Louis and offers to wed Lintillac if he releases the mermaid, but he declines, as everyone gets ready for the nuptials. Marie Joseph and Lachaise visit the chamber where Yves is attempting to rescue the mermaid. Labarthe discovers them, but they fight him off so the mermaid has time to flee. Yves gets shot caught by Labyrinth and is dragged along by the escaping mermaid after falling into the water. Marie-Joseph traps Labyrinth in a water wheel, which pulls him underwater and drowns him. After that, Marie-Joseph arrives at the cliff where she had agreed to meet Yves and his group, and discovers the mermaid has healed Yves. As the eclipse draws near, Louis and his men arrive and get ready to slay the mermaid. But Marie-Joseph gives him the option to save either his daughters or himself. Later she falls off the cliff and lands forcefully in the water. Louis is forced to order his troops to depart, so that Marie-Joseph can be revived by the mermaid. Marie-Joseph and Yves leave as Louis watches the mermaid swim back to her home. Lachaise tells Louis he is now a great king and a great man. In the end, Marie-Joseph and Yves set sail for Atlantis in order for Marie-Joseph to reconcile with the mermaid, and she brings her underwater to see the city up close. As the credits begin to roll, Marie-Joseph is shown swimming in Atlantis, and then the movie fades to a dark frame.